So if you've been watching the 2016 campaign, you know that Donald Trump has been saying increasingly extreme things about Muslim people.
A total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
But his poll numbers seem to only go up. So I'm in Detroit on the way to Des Moines to go to a Trump rally and talk to supporters of his. So much corn. My conversation started pretty much how you'd expect.
I'm not one who is a bigot or anything like that, but I would tell you that I think we need to look much harder at people who are causing the problems.
Who is that?
Well, radical Muslims, radical Islam.
Well, after all the crap that's going on everywhere, it would be great to have somebody that would show some balls.
Of course, people were savvy about what Trump was doing, too.
First of all, I don't think it's plausible he's going to get that through.
I consider that a marketing ploy.
But the issue is that these sentiments easily slip from the perpetrators of real crimes to everybody else.
The Muslims pose a threat. Not all Muslims, but you can't tell the good ones from the bad ones. And his thing is, put a pause in until we can figure out a way to vet the people who are coming in.
I do think that we need to put a halt on the visa situation. And I don't know, I don't have a racist bone in my body. I'm not I'm not that way. I just think we need to vet people a little bit better and find out why they're here and that kind of thing.
The comments weren't really pointing to a cult of personality around Trump. They were pointing to pre-existing fear.
We want our country back, and I don't appreciate that I have to be not safe in my own country because there are some tenets of their religion that basically teach that they're going to kill people who don't believe what they believe.
He's trying to secure the country. He thinks the country needs more security. And it appears that they are a problem, so we have to address it.
But is it really fair to say that Muslims are a problem?
If you break it down, yeah, they're a problem. Sorry to say that, but can't help it. Can't help but feel that way. Right now, I don't feel safe. I think a lot of the country feels the same way.
That's true. These views are held by many Americans. It used to be that trying to protect against terrorism and Islamophobia were bipartisan issues.
I also want to speak tonight directly to Muslims throughout the world. We respect your faith. It's practiced freely by many millions of Americans.
But that seems to be over. And so, as there have been more terror attacks in the news, it seems hate speech is accepted a lot more in the mainstream media.
We need to kill them. We need to kill them. And there's only one group that can stop this war: the Muslims themselves.
Reza, be honest though, for the most part, it is not a free and open society for women in those states.
Well, it's not in Iran, it's not in Saudi Arabia, it certainly is in Indonesia and Malaysia, it certainly is in Bangladesh, it certainly is in Turkey. I mean, again, this is the problem, is that you're talking about a religion of 1.5 billion people, and certainly becomes very easy to just simply paint them all with a single brush.
I think that the thing that became most clear to me talking to the Trump supporters was that it really is not Trump.
Rand Paul just said the same thing, but he said it in different words. He said we're going to stop 34 countries. It's the same thing.
Jeb Bush and Ted Cruz also called for accepting refugees from Syria only if they're Christian.
Christians who are being targeted for genocide, for persecution, Christians who are being beheaded or crucified, we should be providing safe haven to them.
If there are even a few bad apples out of 1 billion, that amounts to quite a few people. It's the Muslims that are killing Americans right now, isn't it?
This culture of Islamophobia, it really does do harm. There really are more hate crimes now than there were certainly before 9/11. Days after the Charlie Hebdo attack in Paris, a man in Chapel Hill shot 3 Muslim students to death.
Dia and Yusur both bought me my first Carolina dentistry school sweater.
And there has been a wave of threats and violence since November's terror attacks.
You are terrorists. Every one of you are terrorists. I don't care what you say.
Demonstrators carrying long rifles gathered at a North Texas mosque again today.
A customer questioned the driver's heritage before shooting him.
He was called a member of ISIS before being shot in the face.
According to the FBI, most terror attacks in America were not carried out by Muslims. But Muslims are the #1 victims of ISIS terror, and so Muslim views of ISIS are overwhelmingly negative. And Islamophobia in the US does function as a recruitment tool for extremists. Still, there are a shocking number of Americans who support Trump's Islamophobic proposals. I don't think it's a coalition large enough to win an election, but it's a reminder that our country has many times had a political coalition plenty large enough to subjugate groups who are quote-unquote different.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected 4 terms as President of the United States. 4 terms. People absolutely loved him. World War II, he gathered up all the Japanese and put them in encampments.
Do you think that was a good thing?
He did what he thought was best to protect the United States, and that's all Trump is suggesting.
The idea that anyone would defend the Japanese internment is a good reminder that the consensus against things like bans on Muslim travel is much more fragile than many realize.
The legislation that I am about to sign provides for a restitution payment to each of the 60,000 surviving Japanese Americans of the 120,000 who were relocated or detained. Yet no payment can make up for those lost years.
We've targeted groups like this again and again.
Have you no sense of decency, sir, at long last?
We can't just laugh this off.
The establishment media just thinks, this guy's a joke. Well, he's not a joke. He says what people think, where no one else can. He's not politically correct. He's going to close the borders. That's what people want. They want to be protected. They want to feel safe. That's what he's going to provide. So that's why I support him.